Welcome back to Senior Support. Our guest today is Amy Coupal. She's with the Caregivers of Ontario Organization. We've been talking about the 4 million plus caregivers in our province and some of the challenges that they have. Now, Amy, let's talk about more about what Caregivers of Ontario Caregiver Organization does to support these people, because I think it's the support that's really needed. You mentioned the helpline. Maybe you better just cover that again, just in case anybody missed that.
Sure. So we have a 24/7 helpline for caregivers that they can call in English or French. And we also have translation available in 150 languages. So caregivers can call, they can learn more about the services that we have to offer, and we will also connect them with services in their community that might be helpful to them as a caregiver, but also to the person that they're caring for.
Yeah, so when they call, they get a live person, Amy?
They do. They get a real person to talk to about their real circumstance.
Oh, that's really quite wonderful. That's really great. I'm sure you have a website. I know that you do because I looked at it a bit. Can you tell us about some of the resources and things that people might find there?
For sure. So people can visit our website anytime at ontariocaregiver.ca. We've got lots of information right on the website that people can use. We've got an I Am a Caregiver booklet that's great for, say, a new caregiver or a caregiver who's looking to organize their thinking about all of the responsibilities that they have. We have lots of information about different stages of the caregiving journey. Access to all of the webinars that we've ever done are recorded and available there. So there's a ton of information on the website. But people can also connect with a lot of different services that we have. So we have virtual support groups that people can join. People can sign up to be connected with a one-to-one peer mentor. And that person may not have had exactly the same experience as they have, but they understand that caregiving journey. And then we have other programs like our SCALE program, which is a multi-week program that involves a learning component, a group coaching component, and an individual counseling component. So we've got lots of different ways that caregivers can get the information they need and different ways that they can get support, depending on what's relevant for them.
So the telephone, they can do it on researching through your website. They can look at webinars, topics that you've already had. They can participate in online groups. Sounds like a full range of educational opportunities there to help people.
It is, and we usually have 1 to 2 webinars a month as well, and people can see all of that information on our website. They can also follow us on social media, because on social media, we're always sharing information about things that we have available, but also things that are available from other organizations as well that might be of interest to caregivers. So if people are just wanting to be connected with what's available, what are some of the learning opportunities or support opportunities, visit our website, but also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, because we're constantly sharing those things so people can know what's coming up.
So there's lots of information to be had. But sometimes too much information can become overwhelming, especially when a person, we've talked about it, they're a caregiver, they're trying to do their best, get one day to the next, and maybe their resources are down. So I'm sure there's a search function on your website where maybe you could give us a couple of topics they could search for that would really help them hone in on what they need at that point.
Well, one of the things I think we touched on in our earlier conversation is burnout. And this is one of the things that we're worried about with caregivers, and I think caregivers are worried about when they just get to the end of their tether. So, you could do a search for something like burnout and find some information and supports that are available to you around that. We even have a little self-assessment that people can do, and it helps them then to use that to look at what might my next steps be based on that. So that's an example of the kind of thing that they could find there based on their circumstance. The other thing we want to do is we want to connect people with other resources. We're here for caregivers, but we understand that caregivers need information on the condition or conditions of the person that they're caring for, and they've got to connect with local connections and supports as well. So we want to refer people out to those kinds of things as well. And so they could also search for things that might lead them to links out to another organization that might be relevant to them. And we want to help people connect with those supports as well.
And in this community, those organizations may well be Prince Edward Community Care that I'm from, and Community Care for South Hastings that Shelley is the executive director for, because we do offer a range of programs and services that you could see Meals on Wheels, transportation, programs to help with social isolation, all of those things do in most respects support caregivers.